Take it. Tonight, tonight.
Hey, hey,
Tonight, da 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 da. Tonight, tonight, tonight.
Tonight we gather under ancient skies, 9 sacred fires burning in our eyes.
Matariki rising, calling us home. One heartbeat, one people, never alone. The rivers are singing, the forest breathe. Ancestors dancing in the winter breeze. Every ending opens up the way. First light is calling us today. Tira mamaye matariki, whakakotahite ngā kaue. Kamo mahara ka ara ano.
So no mai haere mai te whānau. Welcome to the Wednesday Wisdom Circle. It's great to have you all with us. I'm your host, Nani T, Te Raukura Turuki, beaming to you from the Kopu Temple in Thames Aotearoa. And also with us tonight is grandmother Anhara Sundari. And she's broadcasting from the Blue Diamond Lake of Taupo Nui Aotea. So, no mai haere mai. And on behalf of all of the galactic grandmothers and those of the Moon Movement, which many of you are, we'd love to welcome you all here, and especially those who are showing up for yourselves right here in the flesh. Your presence matters. It is the greatest gift. And welcome to our sister Jenny. Kia ora. And tonight I have a little friend from Lyra, my little Lyran buddy, Manawa, Manawa Christos Kingi. And so the invitation tonight, whānau, is to be sure to engage, like, and send us some love. We like those reactions, they make us really kind of like buzz out. And if you need to leave a comment or would like to leave a comment, please do so in the chat. And we absolutely love hearing from our community. So the more you comment, the more love flows. And I'll be sure to read those and read them out if, when they do flow in. And also, if you really would love to share something, please be sure to reach out and pop your hand up, because we love to hear your share. They do need to be brief because we have got quite a full schedule tonight. Tonight is Matariki New Year. It's the pōwhiri. We are here doing the opening before the big gate fully opens. And so we're just going to start with a little bit of a cleansing ritual. Just going to bring in some ahi ka, and welcome to the beautiful sister Natalie who just came in from Te Whenua o Te Moimoia. So yeah, cleansing our fields above us, below us, before us, behind us, within us, and without us. Bringing in the karakia. Te kotahitanga o te mu, e te wairua tapu. Haere mai ka kahutia mātou i tō aroha. Whakakotahitia nā iwi kato. I raro i te rangi kotahi, ka hoki te oranga, ka tau te rongo, ko te hā o te mu e manawatia. Te tū whakamaua ki a tīna. Haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. O sacred spirit, come cloak us in your love. Unite all tribes as one. Beneath the one sky, let healing return, let peace settle, let the sacred breath of Mu be embraced. It is fixed, it is bound, joined together as one. So, whānau, now just arriving in this field of a-i-o, and opening the space with our beautiful sister Anhara. So we'd love for you to open up with your sharing, sister. Kia ora.
Kia ora, everyone. Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a lineup. My first and second shares around Matariki, and I wanted to enter the portal though. Today's my day 17 of doing my super manifestation affirmations, and I got gifted today a kiti, and also I was given something else. Oh, some like herbal remedies for free. And I was like, well, this is really good. But what really happened to me today was I actually saw myself properly. You know, we go out there and we do lots of mahi, and we've always been doing the mahi and that. But today something changed. And number 17 is about immortality and leaving our legacy. But first of all, we need to actually see ourselves clearly. This is it, as a soul, who we are. And I wrote this today. Today I found my visual identity, and my brand found its voice. So we all have our own branding and a way, if you're a healer or whatever you do, and how we present ourselves. But today I found something amazing. I was driving my car into the quantum verse, and that was like really me and what I bring, with all the mahi and the teaching I do. So just wanted to share that. It was pretty special. So today it's not Mercury retrograde. There is one far more deeper, which is Neptune. Neptune's coming in there, and it stations retrograde at 4 degrees Aries, and it's there for 5 months. And this is actually quite interesting because of what happened to me today. This steps right into it. So it's all about step into a new chapter, stop searching outside yourself, and begin listening to the wisdom that has always been within. And so I said what my prompt today was about my visual identity and brand, finding my voice through that, and become soul recognized. I love that one. Soul recognized. And so someone called Justine Winnestek, she wrote this thing about Neptune. So Neptune is one of the great outer planets. It governs collective consciousness, intuition, psychic awareness, your dreams, creativity, compassion, and divine inspiration, and the unseen realms. So normally it can be the opposite to everything I'm going to say to you, because you can go into a deep shadow dive. But with this, it is the veil between worlds, the whisper of spirit, the place where miracles, symbolism, and synchronicity live. I love that. Yet Neptune also governs illusion, fantasy, escapism, false hope, self-deception. When Neptune moves forward, we often become captivated by what could be. We dream, but when it turns retrograde, the mist slowly begins to clear, the illusions dissolve, and through revelation, we see ourselves clearly. This is one of the greatest spiritual realities of the year. So, and Aries represents identity. So it's like we're all getting an upgrade, whānau. This is what I feel. We're getting a super highway upgrade, and the mirror is clear. And it was quite funny. Sister here, Esther, she said today we went to our coffee morning and they had a round mirror. And she said, wow, look at that mirror, because someone had cleaned it and they'd gone in a spiral, and they were spiraling around like that. It just reminded me of our journey, what we're going to take in December on our big hikoi we're having, the moon movement, all the amazing things we're doing, working with the water, the technologies. I hope everyone can come on board, book their seats on the Awaka, and join us. I'll just touch base with a little bit of Matariki. So I'll leave the Māori side of it to you, I feel, but I wanted to touch base with the Moriori. And they're called Rikohu, and they're from the Chatham Islands, which is 500 kilometres east of the South Island. They have their own traditions associated with the stars and the seasonal cycles. So they they watch Matariki as well. We've got our Indigenous Australians. Many nations have stories about the Pleiades, often known as the Seven Sisters, through the many variations between nations and nature. Then we've got the Torres Strait Islanders. So Torres Strait's kind of between Australia and Papua New Guinea. You probably know where that is, Te Raukara. There's 270 islands in that group. That's actually quite massive. And so they use the stars, including the Pleiades, in seasonal knowledge and navigation. And I think that's a big thing with a lot of these stars. They're all about, oh, wonderful, I am Moriori, my great kuia. I didn't get the rest of that. What was the rest of that, Te Raukara? About the Moriori?
Okay, let me just have a quick read.
Mm.
My great kuia was a high ranking from Rikohu, Chatham Islands. Oh, Layla.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Oh, how awesome,
Kia
sister.
ora for
That's
that.
amazing.
Mm,
Wow. So
sharing.
native Hawaiians, they know the cluster as Makali, associated with Makaiki, season of peace, harvest, and renewal. We've got the Samoans, and Natalie's coming in here as well. Melanesian, yes. So the Samoans know the cluster as Matali, linked with seasonal change. The Tongans, they also recognise Matali as an important seasonal marker. The Tahitians, love the Tahitians as well. The Pleiades feature in traditional navigation and seasonal calendars. So there's a bit of a theme going on here. The Cook Islanders, they observe the rising of the Pleiades as part of their seasonal knowledge. I'm going to come back later with the Aztec, Cherokee, Japanese, Chinese, Hindu, Mayan, Lakota, and many others, and their Matariki observations a little bit later. Handing down the Mako.
Oh, kia ora, sister. I just had to do a little Matariki mark on my kitty cat's head. Oh, you can't actually see it from here. he's got a pink lipstick mark on his forehead now. Yeah, like Happy New Year, pussycat. So, Bano, yeah, thank you for your sharing, sister. Yeah, Matariki, there's a lot of celebrations of it. And of course, it's known by many different names. So, yeah, we in Māori culture, observe it as it's known as the Seven Sisters, but, more recently it's been acknowledged as the Nine Stars of Matariki. And now we have a public holiday, which is connected to it. Very grateful for that. It's only been going for recent times, but what a huge acknowledgement for that to happen. And so, yeah, this is the celebration of the new year for our whānau, and celebration of renewal, remembrance, and first light. Like, this is known as the actual proper way first light. Yes, it is, pussycat. And so in traditions, the first spotting of Matariki, the first rising, would happen like a pre-dawn rising of the cluster, which is always indicative of the passing of the ancestors who have gone in the past, not just for the ones that have passed recently, but the ones that have actually passed over into the other plane. And so a big celebration around that, and a time to honor those that have gone, and gathering of all the whānau in the community, and it's usually done as a big hakaria feast to specifically honor that. And I just found out today that we are going to be having one next door on the marae at Mātai Whetū Marae on Saturday morning at 5 a.m. So it's not going to interfere with our Friday temple. It's going to be an early rise on Saturday morning to get over there and be a part of that festivities and celebration. So very, very grateful for that. And so, yeah, it's also like an honoring and an offering of abundance, for the community. So it's acknowledgement of that. And, the cultivation of food and harvesting and fishing and all of the things and the sacred ways of being able to connect in with te tai or to nature is celebrated through the star system. And that Matariki cluster, which has the 9 stars in it, is, there's something really kind of significant in that. And, the even the shape and the alignment and all of the connections with all the other traditions that celebrate it. There's like a big unity that weaves in with all of that. And this is like a guardianship of human nature that's come in from all the different traditions, and an acknowledgement to the unity of all of that, like the mutanga of what it actually is. So bringing it all together into that oneness, meaning that there's every culture is actually celebrating the well-being and the inseparable connection between all of us as a human being, or as a like a connection between us, the waters, the sky, the cosmos, the telluric realm, all of those parts of us, and also honoring the ancestors and the future generations to come. So this is quite a significant time. And so last week we did talk a little bit about the various different stars, like the Pohutukawa is like the first one that gets honored, because it's like, yeah, it's like when you go on to, when somebody's crossed over, when you've just gone to their area, you would always go to the urupa first to honour that person before you go onto the marae, or, to go visit your whānau. You would always honour the ones that have crossed over. So it's just tradition that gets carried on through the honouring of those that, and the memories of our ancestors. And then the Hiwa Iterangi, the star of hopes, dreams and aspiration. Often there's a seed planted. Actually, I've forgotten about all those traditions, but there's all sorts of different traditions that end up being ceremonies through that process. And so there's different ways of celebrating that. And Waiati, it's the honouring of the fresh waters and all the lakes and the rivers and all the life that is being sustained within them. So no doubt there's a different type of honouring that takes place. And then Waiata, guardian of the oceans and marine life, and Te Whike and the whales and the mermaids and, and all of that, and all the ika, the fish. And there'll be a different ceremony to honour that. And then Waipuna Arangi, which is all the rainfall and the life-giving waters that sustain us from the heavens. It's, the waters, the plasma from the sun, and whatever comes down through the mists and all of that, gets its own celebration. And then Tupua Nuku, which nurtures everything that grows in the soil, all of the kai and the forests and the medicinal rongoa and the plants that get, used for various different ailments. And then Tupua Rangi, which cares for the gifts gathered from above, like the birds and the fruits that are off the ground, and the trees, the various different forest canopies that hold the different properties of the kai mostly. And then Ururangi governs the winds, the weather patterns, and the ever-changing atmospheres that we're living in, reminding us to live in harmony with the rhythm of nature. So, each year the stars arrive at different times, actually. Like, this is one of the latest times that it's arrived. And like, it's a late season for a lot. And we also had a late season for kai to fruit, and various different things have been a little bit out of whack this year because our seasons have changed. And so it arrives at a perfect time for us, especially down here in the Southern Hemisphere, for us to just pause and take a moment to really reflect on everything that this year is about to unfold and all that's passed in the last 12 months since the last Maori New Year, because this is essentially, it's like a big moment for us. And so, yeah, there's a big movement that takes place within that celebration. So it's a turning of an age and turning of an era. And yeah, many teachings. And for us here then the movement, Matariki's honoured through the first light remembrance and the mūtanga, the mūtangata, which is, more of a contemporary spiritual honouring and interpretation. But also we see the celestial rising as indicative of the awakening of the light that's carried within all of us, within the illumination that's happening not only above us, but within us, beneath us. It's all coming into a continuum and an alignment. And so that's where the symbology is so significant right now, with seeing it around us and seeing the celebrations, and probably going to be fireworks and all the rest of it up in Auckland, and kapahaka and concerts and hangi and yum hangi and all of that. And I'm sure everybody in Aotearoa especially will be experiencing various different celebrations. But over, like also in Australia, that's a really big event too, with the Aborigine people over there. So there'll be lots of celebrations over there too. And lots of different milestones and activities and so on. So I'll talk about what I had, the other types of celebrations that I was investigating with the Matariki celebration. But in the meantime, back to you, sister. A little bit more sharing from you before I really get into it. And I'll just quickly check on, we got 17 of you in the house.
17.
We just
Wow.
love that number.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely showing up. It's definitely a code, right? Okay, so I looked up the Navajo. So the Pleiades are part of the traditional star knowledge and ceremonial teachings of them. The Lakota, the star cluster, appears in stories connected with the heavens and the sacred order of the universe. And the Maya, so the Maya being Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, Guatemala, Mr. Ropata. Don't know if you saw that on TV, but quite funny. Belize, El Salvador. I've met people from El Salvador recently, and Western Honduras. And so the Pleiades were important in astronomy, agriculture, ceremonial events, and their calendar. So again, it's appearing here. Then the Quechua. The Quechua from the Andes, the mountains, they are descendants of the Inca. And I actually trained under a teacher. She was a molecular scientist for 4.5 years, and she lived with the Inca and the Quechua and the Kiero elders, actually. And they lived high up in the Andes. She lived with them for 12 years and studied all their teachings. And then she came down, she wrote lots of books, Lineage of the Codes of Light, and another, lots of workbooks and different ones. And it was actually about healing the rainbow body. Really profound teachings, actually. So I was quite pleased to see that there. All the themes are stars mark the beginning of a new seasonal cycle. They guide planting, harvesting, fishing, and navigation. Now, that's how the Wakas came here, because I used to live in Whitianga, and there was Mercury Island Group just out from the coast, and there was a big white cliff. And when the Wakas came, when the sun would hit it at certain times of the year, and that would light their way, and there was actually civilizations and stuff that had lived on that island, but that's how they navigated through that white, kind of like a pumice, can't remember what the name of it was. It would just light, the sun would light up and guide their way. This is just, amazing navigation, right? So what else have we got? They connect people with ancestors. They remind um, the communities with the rhythm of earth and sky. They are regarded with reverence, not simply as astronomical cycles. And what's profound is that cultures separated by vast oceans all looked up at the same star cluster and found deep meaning in it. Their interpretations differ, but the shared act of observing speaks to a common human relationship with the night sky. I love that. We've got the Aztec civilization. The Pleiades played a central role in the new fire ceremony held every 52 years. Wow, that's amazing. Cherokee, they have traditional stories about the Pleiades. In Japan, the cluster is called Subaru, meaning to unite, to gather together. In Chinese, known as Mao, M-A-O, one of the 28 lunar mansions in the traditional Chinese astronomy. Love that. Lunar mansions. Well, Hindu, the Pleiades is called, we did touch base last week about this, Kritika, associated with 6 or 7 divine mothers, and important in Vedic tradition. The ancient Greeks, the Pleiades were the 7 daughters of Atlas. I did touch base on that last week, how Orion chased them across the skies. The ancient Celts, the Pleiades were associated with seasonal transitions and agriculture as well. Ancient Egyptians, some scholars have suggested symbolism connected between groups of 7 stars and the 7 Hathors. And we work a bit with the Hathors and the miraka, the milk from the mother's milk, right? From the celestial mother's milk I'm talking about. So it's always about a new year or a new season, planting, harvesting, and navigation, putting down the rako for now.
Yeah, the real maramataka, right? Yeah, before it got messed with and we got all kind of like pulled over to the Gregorian way. It's because of Caesar. Hail Caesar! Goodness me. That's just crazy how everything's been hijacked so hard, and the mother has been taken out of his story, which starts with her. And I heard a dreaming story some time ago when I was working with a sister over in Gympie Pyramid, and there's it's like a water pyramid there, and apparently it is the first pyramid on the planet. It's all been kind of demolished by the government now, and they refuse to acknowledge it as a sacred site, but it still exists, and everyone knows that it's a sacred pyramid, right? And some interesting things have taken place there with just even the stories that were shared there about the first women to ever arrive from the waka, or from wherever they came from the stars, the star waka I'm feeling. And they arrived there and became like water female beings, like mer beings. And those were, that's the place where life is thought to be like the first inception of it came into being. And it's interesting because I've actually also met some wahine here in Aotearoa that have got webbed hands and webbed feet. So it's very much a feminine line that has that mer frequency from the Seven Sisters dreaming and from that ancient story. And that's one of the stories that I've heard. And in the Australian law, and I'm sure someone in here from Te Whenua Te Moemoeā may wish to speak into this because, these are just stories that we've heard and we've kind of like delved into a little bit, but we're not from that country. So yeah, it's until you're actually living it and you've been to a ceremony there, you won't necessarily know, right? And so, that's a time when the song lines get sung. They sing up the song lines and they go on their walkabouts and go stretching across those vast distances and do the dance ceremonies and the body painting and the storytelling and around the campfires and passing down the knowledge to the younger generation. This is when those pilgrimages start taking place. It's like a timeline that happens and it opens the star paths for the dreamings, the true dreaming to come through. And I feel this is a tradition that is, we're not separate from it. It's part of our tradition as well. It's part of everybody's tradition. This is an inclusion. That's where this unity frequency comes in through the mu. It's like the invitation to go deeper into our DNA and the deep remembering of when we were these beings, like way back, way back, when we were first seated here as water beings. Essentially, we are water, right? And so the seven sisters, seven Hathors, and however you want to connect in with them, and known as nine as in other cultures as well, they feel like they're coming to life in this timeline. This is a deep cultural identity story that goes really, really deep and high, like it's part of the mycelium network of our relationship with Te Tai, with nature. And even with the Japanese connection, there's they go into seasonal timing as well through the Matariki star system. It's interesting too, we have a big contingency of Waitaha over in Japan. They came to the big water ceremonies that we had here in 2014, where Dr. Masaru Emoto's Shinto master came with like 200 Japanese whānau who wanted to be a part of the water ceremonies that we were holding here every 52 years. So I'm just thinking there's some interesting cycles here, which that was in 2014. And during the actual water festival, we were blending the waters of the world. I got asked to lead it, and there was nowhere on the agenda for me to even be there, so I had to gate crash and ended up doing this leading of the ceremony where everyone was transfixed for 3 hours while I blended the water of the world. And each of the waters, some of you may have heard this before, but each of the waters had to be shared, like the whole story about it, and interpreted in Japanese for our Japanese contingency to be able to hear the stories wherever all the waters were coming from. And you got no idea how many wells there are in Japan. It's like filled with wells, and the wells from the platinum springs and the gold springs and the diamond springs and silver springs and oh my goodness, the dragon springs all over the place. So there was like tons and tons of waters. And yeah, it was really special. What an honor to have been given that team responsibility. Waitaha, like they carry the same values as Waitaha here. And of course, Japanese and Māori are very similar, like the language. And if you look at the Honduras people, they are, which is one of the islands off the coast of Japan, it's believed that Māori actually came from there at some stage, from the evolution. So yeah, you can see the likeness. And we were recently watching a series called Jin, which is about a Japanese doctor who lived in Edo. And man, a lot of their kōrero was so similar to Māori. It was just beautiful listening to it because it reminded me of te reo and the interrelationship between us. And so, they worship the this timeline too, Subaru, and they've even got a corporate logo that represents that with 6 visible stars as the cluster, so that we're going down in numbers now, 9, 7, and now we're down to 6. And that is like the cluster all coming together into the unity. And I see that as being like the carbon connection there from the star, because essentially we're made of stardust. The ashes of a human under a microscope are all like tiny universes, just as water under a microscope looks like various different, sacred geometric shapes, especially when it's, got the crystallography connection. But that's what we have within us. We have just multiple universes inside of our body. And especially when we return back to dust, we are stardust, literally. And so, yeah, there's so many different prayers that get observed during the Subaru Seven Sister Dreaming Matariki experience. And the last one I'm going to talk about is the Mayan civilization, who I hold very dear to my heart, because I feel, there's been a lot of transmissions that I've received from the Mayan in particular, and more recently around the pyramids we have here in Aotearoa. And that's been mud flooded, so you can't really see them now. They're all covered over with, however many meters of silt and soil and grasses and trees and all of that. But we do have some remnants, Kaimanawa Wall being one of them. And when we have meditated in those spaces, and even down on my own whenua, when I've found remnants of unusual objects and I've meditated with them, I've straight away gone back to like the Mayan civilization and seen that. And I saw that with especially in Kaimanawa Wall, I've seen that very clearly, how there's a connection there with the Mayan civilization. And many people have attested to that same thing. So we can't all be wrong, right? I reckon there's something in that. And they were master navigators, master astronomers, they were celestial timekeepers, they were mastering all the cycles of humanity, and they got it bang on. 2012, it ended because we were beginning a new cycle. And I'm sure that the next cycle's probably already started to be tracked and predicted and all of that, or maybe it's been hidden and it's yet to be revealed still. But the planet of Matariki, the actual central sun, which is what it is, it's actually well, some people call it Tamanui Te Ra, some people call it Hine Nui Te Ra, which is like the grandmother sun, and which, I've only recently heard it being called Hine Nui Te Ra, which I was like, well, that sounds really cool. But yeah, it's this new languaging that's coming in, yeah, which is resolutory. It's like opening up new doorways. It's not just a male energy, it's also got the feminine frequency in it, and actually, as everything does, because basically the Mayan civilization worshipped, and apart from them connecting really deeply to the sun and the moon and Venus, they were big on Venus, but what they worshipped the most was the space in between the stars, which was all the dark matter and the void. So that's where it's believed that all the power of creation exists in the void, which is essentially the great womb of creation. And it's that space that is like Mother, Father, God, like Mother first. She's, You know, she's the essence of the unmanifest and the flow of creation itself, the pure creation without expectation, without yearning, but just, you know, without the desire, but just the pure creation particles within her. And so that's how we manifest, essentially, is through her. And so, you know, what a great revelation to have that being spoken into right now, because it's, you know, it's quite a thing to have this beautiful knowing. And the other thing about the Maya is the Maya themselves are the planet Maya is also known as Matariki, so it is the central sun. And yeah, so Maya and Matariki are synonymous with each other. And I had a massive transmission that the Mayans came from Matariki, that they actually came from there. And they're the portal holders for the great sun. And sorry, not the central sun. And the great central sun is Sirius. But the other thing about that, not to confirm it, but just to bring context to it, there was a star that was discovered going across. It was a traveling star. Basically, it was a starship. It was a mothership that was discovered a few years ago now. I didn't research and find out the exact date, but it's actually called the Tabby star. So if ever you want to do research around that, please do so. And that Tabby star, which was a mothership that was seen going across, I think it might have been Jupiter, was tracked, and it was thought that it was on a 13,000-year cycle. It left Earth 13,000 years ago and traveled through the universe, and then was discovered as this little mothership going across a system, this solar system, but going towards the Matariki solar system. So yeah, and it's about the same time the Mayans were thought to disappear, is around that time. So go figure. Anyway, quite exciting times to have all of these things begin to land with us. And yeah, who would have known, eh? Matariki had so many codes. So Māori, Japanese, Aboriginal, Australia, Maya, and, you know, many of the others that Anhara also talked about. So yes, there's a big convergence going on, and can feel that in our bloods. So, sister, back over to you.
I was just thinking about the name too. If you look at Mata, Mata in many languages means mother. And Ariki, well, the Ariki is like the chieftainship, isn't it? Like like
Yeah,
the
but
leader.
mata means face in Māori. Mata,
Yeah,
and it's actually instead of Matariki, it's actually Mata Ariki, which is the face of
yeah.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
there we go, the face of God. So obviously, if we're working with it's a feminine face of God,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
And so that's what we do. We raise the mothership up. And yeah, and I remember like many, many years ago when I first got into working with the Golden Central Channel, the light body and all that, and I went up into Te Korikori and I experienced the divine cosmic mother. It's like feeling home, you know? And I just didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay there. And that it's like everything and nothing. You just exist, and you just are bathed in this beautiful light, this beautiful aroha. Um, every time Mata Ariki comes around, I find it's easier to kind of study on one planet, one of the stars, I work with every day, basically. I work with Alcyone in the Pleiades because it's the central sun. And there is actually multi-dimensional civilizations there through that star system. And a lot of the star seeds come from there. And um, there is actually temples and everything. You know, like you can travel in the other dimensions and visit whānau there, right? Whether it's through guided meditation or through going up into the Golden Central Channel, and because everything's within us and it's all within our, multi chakra system that we can reach and travel up into these other planes of existence. But I did find when I did actually focus on one of them and kind of really get to know it, I started getting some fated meetings with people. Like they kind of have little themes with them, you know, and I sort of looked at, like fated meetings when you align with other people. And I know that the Sister Carmel talks about having a kōrero with each star, like get to know them, on a personal level and actually talk to them. Well, why not? Right? We're galactic. So, of course, we can, whether it's telepathic, through meditation, through writing, through studying them. There's like many ways to have a kōrero with them, right? And I found that really deepened my feeling about them, and the connection. I did speak last week as well about, how I all of a sudden started talking about them and then go up to that bedroom and look out the window and there they are. It's like they kind of dial you up and call you in, and it's like Venus and Jupiter did, eh? I had a big kōrero with them and got a lot of downloads with that too. I got a lot of information while they were around. And so I wanted to talk, because you've talked a lot about water again, right? Everything's water, water, water. And Christine Papageorgiou for the Mayan galactic astrology, we know this stuff. Water carries light and also carries information. We know that. Data and memory. It can be programmed and it also has its own consciousness. We know that. When water absorbs light codes from the sun, it is upgraded, so this is interesting, and holds a higher consciousness. So water and sun is the key to our ascension and evolution of our DNA. She also said water helps us release karmic patterns through purification of our ancestral lines. And I thought that was really interesting because if you look at a lot of whakapapa goes back into the Pleiades, right? I mentioned some time ago, I don't know, was it last week or week before, whatever, the carved toko stick with all the whakapapa up it. And that all whakapapas to the stars as well. And then she said this, and I love this one. The water is about to raise our empathy barometer. And that's like the mother nurturing energy that comes in and nurtures. It's our yin, our feminine, our shakti. I feel like we know Matariki Maori is like celebrating the gratitude, remembering those that passed and looking ahead. But yes, I feel like the empathy barometer through the mother line, the milk line, the miraka line is really, really important too. And at the moment, when I even speak about that, I'm feeling the whales come in. So I'm pretty excited to work with Lake Roto Pounamu, walking in there on our hikoi in December, and working with all these water bodies. It's going to be phenomenal. And I know that we've got work to do together. We're in this big water portal. So it'll be all on, right? And what planetary alignments will be around. And exciting stuff. So it will be a fated, beautiful meeting if we get all our whānau there, because it's a calling of the tribes, eh? And if you look at Matariki, it's calling everybody in on that one day. There'll be so much focused aroha, And when we have focused attention, really good shit happens, right? We can really make some good stuff happen. And so we could actually collectively here set an intention of what we would like to bring in on Friday and
Yeah.
work with the star mothers. They actually are star mothers that are there and actually want to have a personal relationship with them, deepening our relationship with them and getting to know them on a more esoteric, expanded level. Yeah. So putting down the rāk over now.
Kia ora. Of course, our ancestors, our Māori ancestors, always talk about coming from Matariki. Yeah, it's just, yeah, what was known. And I mean, I'm sure the Aborigines speak about that too. That's why they connect in so strongly. There's those two nations, the Mu, they all come together in one huge big alignment. And we are star, like we're a 5-pointed star, each one of us. This is our first point. We've got points at the tips of our fingers and points at the tips of our toes. Yeah, that's how we're represented by the pentagram. That's the physicality of our sacred geometry is through the star pentagram. And yeah, how can a star be afraid of the dark as well, right? Without the darkness, we wouldn't be able to shine so bright. So this is also the other invitation is for us to be star-like in the way we live our lives. So be more joyful, be more trusting, be more in love with your life, with yourself. And let me just quickly see if there was anything else that was raised before Mahire Kari would like to come in and have a little kōrero. We have Jenny here, kua whiturangitia, become a star. When some people pass through the veil, oh yeah, they become the star, right? But even in human flesh form, we can still become stars, not necessarily on a main stage and all of that. But oh yeah, mata can mean eyes too. Yeah, kia ora. And Lauren said, my screensaver I set yesterday. Was that Matariki, Lauren? Oh, was that you? Yeah,
Yeah, it's me. I shared a screenshot. It's mine's. I said it yesterday as my screensaver. There's masculine, feminine, mine screensaver. Just one that
Oh,
super in sync.
I could see you beaming a smile, and I was thinking, oh yeah, you got something going on there. So definitely sparkle more is the key word. So would love to hear your share, Mahire Kari. Kia ora, sis.
Hello. Oh, wow, spot on. And the whales coming in. That's why I got out to the plasma waters today. I had the spirit animal of the toho come through the whale through the gate of Sirius A. And so Mahihopo and Diane and I, we've been called to go out to something called Balanced Rock at 1,000 Springs, Idaho. So we'll be gone camping for 4 days, the 22nd through the 26th of this month, to anchor in the milk and honey codes through the 1,000 Springs. I'm so curious about that moment because that is also the kaka, the guardianship, the brotherhoods and sisterhoods coming in. Wow, and then with you speaking to all of the lineages and the alignments, that's really beautiful. I have to share. Where is this in my journal? Laramar actually took me there. I believe they were called the Zakia and the Adagi. The Laramar crystal itself, which took me on an unexpected journey with its seed, and opened up through the Mariana Trench, the Dominican Republic. It's not actually an Atlantean based crystal. It was actually much, much more ancient in the water lines than that. And it showed me where it had a massive, massive grid point in the Circassian Sea, which is between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, between Turkey and Russia. And that's when those lineages has popped up. So when you started speaking to the other alignments with the Matariki, that geometry, I just want you, that was so beautiful, that geometry started forming in the crystal grids. Ah, wow, that's so beautiful. And then even in the dream state last night, no wonder the dreaming's pretty amped up right now. Really amped up. Like you're either not sleep. I mean, I really don't think we're sleeping, to be honest. Um, Seeing all of the the markings and the symbols and the languaging on the face. And somehow I was standing in Cairo, Egypt with Terakura with you last night. And we were standing in Cairo speaking to something, and it was like this beautiful grandmother, like this face of God. When you said the feminine face of God and the markings, I flashed back to that point to seeing that face and what the language was, and how the markings were kind of like the Maori markings, on the chin and stuff, but it was more. They were kind of like in a column as well, like a Poe story and the ancestors of those lineages. So that got unlocked last night.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on the 22nd to 26th timeline and why we're going to be in Idaho out of all places. The place is called A Thousand Springs. We're bringing all of our waters from all ceremonies we've ever had. I've got some from British Columbia. I've got some from the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. I've got some from Minnesota, Las Vegas, over in those waters out here. So yeah, all the places in the Uintas up here. So I'm kind of curious if anybody has anything popped up for that specific moment. There's something that's definitely coming through, but I know that the milk and honey codes were coming through for all, had to do with the supreme nurturer was the code. So yeah.
Yeah,
So thank
feeling
you for
that.
letting
Well,
me share that.
thank you, sister. Yeah, definitely with the milk line, can feel that strongly. And the honeycomb, yeah, grid is the mother grid that's being anchored, even though, she's starting with the diamond and then going into the honeycomb from there. That's part of the work that we're all been focusing on. Yeah, we'll bring in that honey and, even Isis with the horns, uh, and being part of the Hathor crew with the horns is, the Apis bull, which is connected to the honey connection, which is also connected to the earth realm, because the symbol for this planet is actually Taurus. Taurus is what represents Earth. It's an Earth symbol that anchors us into a fixed reality. So yes, we are. There's a lot of codes going on there with the honey and the horns and the
I
and the
gotta ask you
miraka.
something. That's one of the symbols I saw. It was almost like the Ankh, but it was the horns on the top of the Ankh versus the Ankh arcing over. It had the horns like that.
Mm.
That was one of the symbols that I saw in the dream. It was very big and in gold.
Well, that's the symbol of Mercury as well. Mercury is also known as fire water. Yeah. It is an
Yes.
alchemical process. It apparently has some kind of magical connection with fire and water coming together. And fire and water makes rainbows when you put those two together. So, and makes you think of the womb too. Yeah, it's wow. You have to go through the eye of the Ankh, the eye of which is the eye of the needle, to become the magical child that you are. So, yeah, that's why I love wearing my Ankhs. Just reminds everybody of the dreaming that we're all calling in through the Ra Ngāti Ra gateways. Yeah, and that's what this journey is about as well, just so that I can reiterate what Anhara is talking about. It's different to any other journey that we've been on. This one's going to be focused on body tech, so working with the intelligence of the body, map walking internally. We're going to be teaching some of the release points of the body, which help activate the body tech. And we're going to be working with the architecture of the body and the diamond in the body. We also got a beautiful magician who's going to be with us, the magician of Aotearoa, Jason Houghton, who's actually making it really big out there. And he's actually also a musician, so he's bringing in his technology, and we're working with sound. So he's bringing in this huge sound journey, and he's got his massive sound system that he's setting up for us all around the whole retreat space that we've got, which is this huge room, can fit like hundreds of people in it. And yeah, so we're going to be doing some sound journeying. We're going to be working with his technology. He's got cones, he's got a lot of Venusian tech with the copper, and a massive big Merkaba that is like massively healing for our soul and our blood and our just everything, our whole genetic reconfiguration going on with the Merkaba. And yeah, sacred site journeys to various different sites close by in Topol. There's actually heaps of sacred sites, and it is also known as the Blue Diamond Lake, so that's where the codes have anchored, which is in the heart of Aotearoa. We're also going to be doing some work with the spinner chakra at the actual spinner chakra location, where it's physically located on the planet. So it's the planetary spinner chakra. And yeah, and some other lovely surprises, some ancient sacred Waitaha sites with caves and water baptism, basically. We're returning through the eye of the Ankh as the Rā Ngāti Rā. So hoping that some of you will be able to come and join us, because it's going to be so awesome. And we're super excited about sharing that with you all. And yeah, feeling that this Anhara, did you have anything to share before I get on to reading a card?
We'll talk about the raffle before we close, but quite interestingly enough, my twin flame came from Idaho, and I work with him in the Wairua Tapu realm all the time. He's always coming in and helping me, and he was going to take me to quite a few of the water places there, and I believe that he's kind of like leading us there. There's like pure water there. There's a code there. Like he wants us to find it. Because there's other people, I was meeting other people who are from Idaho, and I was going, what the hell? Like out of the whole of America, how come I'm meeting all these people? But although he actually spent 17 years in Tibet, and he was trained by them in, like ancient teachings, how to leave the body and travel into the other dimensions and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of our ancestors will come online through Matariki as well. They will really start showing up. It's like a big portal will open up. They'll all want to have a kōrero with us again, because really they're just non-physical, right? they're all around, and they're coming in big time. But I will meditate on that and just tune into him tonight and see if I get any other codes about what he wants. Yeah, him and I, we really had a lot in common. He was even in my Galactic Mayan kin group. He had my grandfather's name and my grandmother's name and his name. It was some real weird shit, right? But we had a fated meeting. And so sometimes, but good fated meetings, we have a fated meeting with places we go to as well. We're meant to go there. Everything keeps like number 17, Um, even in my other corditos, some of my clients, they're going, oh, I was 17 when I was at that sacred site, or, it's always about number 17. So I think, the universe is showing us something really, really important. So, yep, it's all about Idaho. We've got to tune into that. What are you having a giggle about?
Oh, just Koha too chose number 17
Oh, shit,
today.
yeah.
I can see him smiling away. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
17 and
Uh,
44.
yeah. And you know what? My twin flame, he actually taught me how to be Shakti because he did the mala beads, work with the green tara every day, and he taught me so much. And I share his teachings all the time through me. And so, yeah, I know something big is going to come out of this. We've been dialed up. Just, yeah, wishing people lots of aroha for Friday. We'll probably see them on the temple. But yeah, we're gearing up for it now. So putting down the rako.
Good porphyry right now to plant those seeds of what we're wanting to change in our life. And before I do a card reading, I just want to have a quick kōrero into what's happening right now with humanity at this crossroads, because it's important that we speak into it. We want to be able to offer real support for our whānau out there who might be struggling, and like not everybody's got this shit together, right? There's a lot of people who, have got a few little things that they're wanting to haul into line, and only 2% of people actually plan their life, which is a very interesting statistics because, quite frankly, most people are very fragmented and they don't have the discipline or the discipleship or the devotion that is necessary for them to have a really whole, loving, compassionate, like soulful life. They haven't been able to plan it properly. Even when you've got your shit together, it's challenging. Yeah, thank you, Natalie. Exactly. Like right now, we're being bombarded with so many different energies, right? And even if you go onto Facebook now, honestly, sometimes I go on there and I'm like, holy shit, there's just so many fucking ads and so much information, so many loud voices. And it's like, oh, I have to get off there these days. I just can't handle it. I just usually get on there to post something or sometimes I'd rather be offering something into the mix, and hopefully I'm not being just background noise for somebody. I hope that my input's going to add value and yeah, different spark or whatever, to the mix, and not have a whole lot of violence. Actually, I've noticed there's a lot of people on there really, yeah, like suffering, but badly with whatever it is that they're going through, whatever crisis that they're going through, even though there's an aspect to vulnerability that's powerful, but also, how we handle that is important. So one of the things that I really want to speak into now is like growing through this crossroad and riding this wave and not fragmenting with all the energy. So if with that happening with me, I just know I have to get off there because I'm not in the right state of mind to be on there. And it's easy to fragment and it's easy to get overwhelmed because we are actually hypersensitive. The more we grow spiritually, the more we've evolved into another part of ourselves. And right now we've actually got out of being more, like ego-led or needing to be seen all the time or whatever it is, that part of ourselves. It's not so much that which is the driver, it's a deeper sense, like we are needing to communicate more through the heart now, and that's the portal that feels like it reaches people with that truth, the authenticity, with that depth that's happening now with our evolution. No longer is it just surface, and yes, we can still share stuff that looks on the outside, it looks like superficial and surface, but if people really take the time to feel into what's being expressed, they'll notice that, there's something deeper going on here. So, yeah, I guess, supporting people to be able to find ways of slowing down, of reconnecting with their values, with, how to cultivate self-awareness when things are like that, are overwhelming and overstimulating, how to pull back, and how to build genuine community, because you guys all really matter to us, and shortly we're going to be doing a poll and asking you how we can improve how we connect, right? Because I mean, not all of you are showing up all the time, and that's okay. Some of you just like to support on the sidelines and perhaps hopefully watch the replays, and hopefully we don't get to be overwhelming for you. So, taking one step at a time, one morsel at a time, even, that is digestible. So we, like not being too much, and getting out of that, that striving, that need, that even the survival consciousness that so many people are trapped in at the moment, which with chronic stress, which has left so many people in fight and flight and freeze, and making it difficult for them to really truly experience the AE or the peace way. And knowing that, that place of creativity and joy, and having the strategies to be able to pull those things back into alignment. So how can we support people who've got fragmented nervous systems, who don't know how to self-regulate, and knowing how to be able to strategize in a way that's supporting them to be in safe, healthy, nurturing relationship with self, because you've got to be in a good relationship with self before you can be with anyone else. That's key. And yeah, even like this whole crisis of meaning, with us being able to connect thousands of miles, between us. It's, hundreds of thousands in some situations, and yet many people feel so isolated and uncertain, and not in a good relationship with those around them, or don't, or have meaningless connections, and don't find their purpose or have a purpose. So it's supporting that. So how to live with intention, how to serve something greater than yourself. I think people really do need a legacy. Everyone needs something to aspire to, so that they know that they can leave the world better. And it makes you feel good when you're helping people. It actually makes you feel good about yourself. Like, those that are supporting this movement and what we're offering and helping this grow, it's, it gives people a sense of a feel-good factor. And, a lot of this is voluntary. Like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is, we're not charging for today. Those of you who are doing the membership, thank you. Thank you for being a part of that. And, that really does help to grow us. But it's also nice to be able to acknowledge, how that hopefully can impact your life too. And also this collapse of trust in our society. Many people have been seekers, and they've been burnt by people who just want to make money from them. And so, being able to come into that place of trust. And this is hardly an institution. This is, a movement. This is actually going vertical. It's a vertical rise. It's raising the mothership. We're part of the crew of that mothership. So the more levity we have, the higher it can rise. And it's all relative to our Maori. Our Maori is the gift. That's why, I always say that, because it's an acknowledgement of your presence, you showing up, your energy that you're placing in, your sacred reciprocity that you're bringing forward. And so, being able to just practice discernment, seek balanced evidence, and remaining curious, and also helping, like to strengthen inner wisdom along with your critical thinking. Kia ora, we need self-discipline. That's huge, self-discipline, because essentially we're in this great forgetting that we actually need structure in our life. We're born into a structured society, right? Everything's kind of planned out and structured in ways that we haven't necessarily agreed to. But with our own life, we need proper structure. We need daily discipline. We need daily discipleship into something that is meaningful to us. Because we're not separate from our body intelligence. We're not separate from, what's happening outside in the collective. We feel it. We're sentient beings. We can't not feel it. It's part of our somatic intelligence is to have that awareness. We can even pick up on animals, when we really tune in and what they're even saying to us. That's how connected we are. We're actually interwoven with a whole invisible web. We can't even see it, but we're interconnected with all other species here. And that's what we're going back to. We're returning to that place. But with that, we've forgotten who we really are and our capacity. So this is, the way to reconnect really is to start getting a little bit more discipline in our lives, to start planning our life a little bit better. Journaling's really important. I would advise that for all of us. If you haven't already started your journal, to be doing that every morning, to start writing down your manifestations daily, even if it's just one manifestation a day, that you can start building what you're dreaming and really start bringing it into fruition, holding yourself into, I don't really want to say the word accountability, I would say into an affinity partnership with your higher self. And that way you can stay on track with what you're really bringing forward. And the other thing with daily discipline is what I've started doing, and I'm really proud of myself and I feel really good about it, is half an hour of physical activity. Just, like I've chosen dancing and yoga. So, whatever you feel to do, and, minimum half an hour. Because I'll quite often, like I take the dog for a walk as well, and it's always around about half an hour, 40 minutes or whatever. Sometimes I go up mountains and sometimes I just go on the streets. So, choose where you want to be. And having that daily activity really helps to stimulate your ability to be creative and gives you a clearer head, gives you more agility in your body, just makes you feel good, like it stimulates everything. It stimulates the plasma. You can actually bring in the light with it, depending on the music that you're listening to. Like I always listen to really high conscious music, stuff that I've usually made myself, because instead of listening to someone else's sounds, I can just make my own now, it's so great. I love it. And so, those few acts and meditation. Yeah, meditation. It doesn't need to be a long meditation, can just be for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a short meditation every day. The act of going through the map and doing your love and forgiveness process and going into the Merkaba and activating that, going into the void. Oh my goddess, what a life you will have once you start doing those sacred daily practices. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, awesome, Lauren. You ready to go back to the gym and Pilates and daily dog walk? Woohoo! That's the way. So, this is all connecting to you returning, and there's been a lot of wounding in the feminine, so she needs a lot of sacred work. She needs to be constantly valued again within us, whether you're in a male body or a female body. We've been operating in the masculine energy for a long time, and she's very flowy, but she's also, she's full of compassion, she's highly intuitive, and she's very nurturing, and she loves nurturing herself, because that has to come back to us. We have to be whole before we can fill anyone else's cup. We need to fill ours. And so that's the sermon of the day. But before I get on to the card reading, one last thing. I was doing an interview with a beautiful brother, Jason Houghton, who's the Merlin's magician, and that'll be coming out soon. I'll be editing that over the next couple of days and flick it over to everybody to watch. But we talked about the three ethers, and in it, all of the cone technology that he works with, which we'll be using down on the journey, on our body of Mu retreat. He's got the three ethers, and what's not that well known is ether was taken out of all the science books in the 1930s. So we haven't learnt about ether. It's not even something in a lot of the trainings, esoteric trainings. They don't really talk about ether. And ether is actually the dark matter. It's the feminine. And it's the real magic that manifests. And so we have there's the three ethers. We've got the telluric ether, which is the earth self. We have the oceanic ether, which is the water self. And then we have the galactic ether, which is our cosmic self. And those parts come in as a triskelion, the trinity of all, which is very, very important code of embodying full harness ability to manifest. And this is the way forward, whānau. This is the magical self coming online. This is how we become the true shining star. Apart from all the practical things, there's a whole magical quality here as well. And so when we really truly honor all those pieces, we get to be completely toe and balance with all, and we can walk gently with the earth and be part of the great mystery once again. So without further ado, I've already shuffled this to smithereens, so now I'm just going to knock, knock, knock. Oh my goddess. Oh my goddess, you can't really see that, but that is the kapawai, the genie of our genes. The genie in our genes. So that's what I feel that the three ethers are. It's the genie in our genes coming online. And the genie in our genes, card number 41. Kapawai, genie in the genes, illumination, freedom, metamorphosis. You are the one whose wings remember. The Kapawai dragonfly has glided you into your field. And on wings of iridescent knowing. This is the sacred encounter with your own quantum blueprint, aligned with the 55th gene key of Richard Rudd's transmission. Kapawai reflects the shimmering path from oppression to freedom, from chaos to clarity, from dormancy to divine genius. You who hold this card are undergoing a metamorphosis, a shedding of ancestral densities and awakening into your original light design. The dragonfly mirrors what is emerging within you, a being of exquisite complexity, born from humble beginnings, now ready to illuminate unseen worlds with precision and grace. Once a small grey, almost formless nymph of the waters, The dragonfly now dances through the air with crystalline wings that refract rainbow geometries, a living kaleidoscope of evolution. Your sight is sharpening now. Your quantum eyes are opening. Your multidimensional perception is now coming online. This being teaches that levity is born of mastery, and mastery is born of deep stillness and deep listening. Helicopters were modelled on this being's agility, but no technology rivals the magic of the living code you carry in your DNA. Kapowai is a sacred bridge between worlds, between visible and invisible, the material and mystical. Kapowai reminds you that you're not bound by old stories. You are the dreamer and the dreamed, the creator and the created, the genius and the genie now awakening from the bottle of limitation. And the sound seed activation for this is Kapowai eri te rangi rere na aniwaniwa toku are maramatanga. And the karakia invocation, e te kapowai, whakaaturia mai na aniwaniwa, ka rere au te maramatanga hau. O dragonfly, reveal the rainbows I saw into new light. Woo! Awesome, whānau. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to have a kani. Oh, yes, kapawai is a symbol of Waitaha as well. So the grandmothers who walked the ancient peace trails held kapawai as one of their tohu, one of their kaitiaki. So, is everybody ready for a little bit of movement medicine? Okay, get ready. Oops. Bear with me for a minute while I get this here online proper way. Oh yeah, here we go. Someone left. Haere Maybe some people don't like dancing, eh? Yeah, somebody did leave. Oh well. Sorry, whānau. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But I hope it's yours, because we love dancing, us wahine. Oh yeah, we got some wahine already, ready to rock 'em. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to turn this up so that you can hear it, and I need to change my video settings so you can see me dance as well, because I like revealing myself, and I like you revealing yourself too, because let's go and be on gallery so everyone gets seen. Yeah, baby, let's all be seen, huh? Let's do it.
Tonight, tonight. Tonight.
Tonight we gather under ancient skies, nine sacred fires burning in our eyes.
Matariki rising, calling us home. One heartbeat, one people, never alone. The rivers are singing, the forest breathe. Ancestors dancing in the winter breeze. Every ending opens up the way. First light is calling us today. Tira mamaye, matariki. Whakakotahite ngā kaue. Ka maumahara ka ara
family.
Matariki.
Set us free.
Wait, tea flows through every living stream. Wait, tide carries every ocean dream. Why putting the rains down, blessings from above. Tupuano grows the seeds of love. Tupuara on your lips, our eyes to see. Ururangi dances wild and free. Hutukawa keeps our stories bright. Hiwa plans tomorrow in the light.
Subaru says,
Come gather as one.
7 sisters dancing with the sun.
Old song lines crossing every land.
Different stories, same heartbeat, same hand.
Every nation looking to the sky.
Searching for the place where
Spirit fly.
round and round the sacred fire we move.
Finding the rhythm we've never lost. Tira mamaye matariki. Whakakota hite ngā kaue. Ka mau mahara, ka ara ano. Aroha ki te ao kia kua wai tātou. Raise your light, shine tonight.
Non-scout,
One heart,
first light,
new star.
Matariki.
First light shining through the blue diamond flame. Every soul remembering its name. Love is the pathway, peace is the key. Living together in harmony. For those yet to come, may every heartbeat beat as one. This is the time we waited for. Open your heart and become the dawn. We remember,
We return,
we awaken.
one sky,
One earth,
one love,
one love.
Matariki.
Subaru,
7 sisters,
one rhythm,
one people,
one people,
one future.
one future. Tira mamaye matariki. Whakakota hite ngā kaue. Ka mau mahara, ka ara ano. Aroha ki te ao kia kua wai tātou. Tira mamaye matariki. Tira mamaye matariki. Tira mamaye, raise your light, shine tonight.
Non-stop,
One heart,
first light,
new spark.
Matariki.
Ayo, ayo, aroha. We are the children of the stars. We are the keepers of the earth. We remember, we celebrate, we dance, we ride. Matariki ara, matariki ara, matariki ara. Matariki ara.
Woo. Oh, whoa. Lovely. Thank you everyone for your awesome dance moves.
Oh, I just wanted to say too, Tiroko, to everybody, if they need help, just reach out to us. Go through the website, www.moomovement.com. Tirokura's got offerings there. I have offerings there. Neil has. There's many others coming on as well. So, yeah, please utilise us. We kind of cover the whole spectrum, actually, with all our offerings together in a big pool of that. Because, you know, we have watched humanity and seeing what's needed, work a lot, you know, like with light body and all that kind of stuff, activating, you know, soul knowledge and everything else. So please go and have a look, check it out. Okay, much love.
Kia ora, sister. Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you. And, you know, those who are interested in supporting the raffle, we've got the 4 prizes. Yeah, which thank you very much for those who have already supported. We appreciate you. You're amazing. And yeah, that was fun, Kani. Thank you. Yeah. And so, yeah, we do have quite a few tickets still left available, and you know, your support goes a long way. So it really helps to raise this mothership and helps to also assist in supporting people who would like to come and be a part of our journeys. So we can, yeah, support, and we've got sponsorships that will be available. We haven't really promoted them yet, but that's what it's there for. So that'll be great. Thank you for your support in advance. Mhm. And lastly, we're going to now do a closing transmission. Just thanking everybody for being here online with us tonight. And lovely to see some new whānau. Lauren, you've got a friend with you. Kia ora. So awesome. So just going to get you to come into your heart, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and just, yeah, connecting in with the 9 stars of Matariki as they rise above us, just calling them in even closer so we can bring them into dream time and allow them to awaken the light that already exists within us. May Matariki gather us in unity. May Pahutukawa wrap our ancestors in love. Let Hene Iwa Iterangi inspire our dreams and plant new seeds for the coming season, for our new dreaming. Each sacred star, let it restore our relationship with our waters, with our forests, with our winds, with the earths, mountains, and rivers, with the heavens, and with all the void, the places in between the stars that help us dream even bigger dreams. Let it restore our connection with one another and with all of living beings on this planet. May we remember that we are not separate from creation. We are part of it. We're a living participant with its story unfolding every moment. And as we step into this Maori New Year, may we carry forward grateful hearts, clear intentions, and the courage to become guardians of life in all its forms. Like countless peoples across the world who have looked at these same stars for wisdom, guidance, and renewal, may we walk gently upon the earth. May we honour those who came before us and nurture those who walk beside us. May we leave a legacy of aroha, unity, and hope for generations yet to come. Matariki has risen. May its light now rise within us all. Manawatia a Matariki. I te atua e nā tipuna, whakakotahiti a mātou. I raro i te aroha me te maramatanga. Kia rere nā wai ora o mū i roto i a mātou. Hei kotahitanga mo te ao. Āmene. Great Spirit and the ancestors unite us in love and light. May the living waters of Mu flow through us as one people in harmony with the world. Amen. Amene. Amenti. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much for showing up. So special.
Much love. Love you all, beautiful souls. Our beautiful whānau.
And if anybody is struggling, please reach out. We want to hear what's happening for you. that's what we're here
Mm,
for as well. So, yeah,
mm,
tau
yeah,
tōku you.
yeah.
Okay, mwah.
Okay,
Take
mā te
care,
wā,
everybody.
pō mari e.
Mā te
What are you?
wā. Mwah.
Mm.
Take it. Tonight, tonight.
Hey, hey,
Tonight, da 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 da. Tonight, tonight, tonight.
Tonight we gather under ancient skies, 9 sacred fires burning in our eyes.
Matariki rising, calling us home. One heartbeat, one people, never alone. The rivers are singing, the forest breathe. Ancestors dancing in the winter breeze. Every ending opens up the way. First light is calling us today. Tira mamaye matariki, whakakotahite ngā kaue. Kamau mahara ka ara ano, aroha ki te ao kia pua wai tato. Raise your light, shine tonight.
One sky,
One earth,
one family,
Matariki.
set us free.
Wait, tea flows through every living stream. Wait, tide carries every ocean dream. Why Puna rains down blessings from above. Tupuanoko grows the seeds of love. Tupuarangi lifts our eyes to see. Ururangi dances wild and free. Pohutukawa keeps our stories bright. Hiwa plans tomorrow in the light.
Subaru says,
Come gather as one.
7 sisters dancing with the sun.
Old song lines crossing every land.
Different stories, same heartbeat, same hand.
Every nation looking to the sky.
Searching for the place where
Spirit fly.
round and round the sacred fire we move.
Finding the rhythm we've never lost. Tira mamaye matariki, whakakotahite ngā kaue. Kamau mahara ka ara ano, aroha ki te ao kia pua wai tato. Raise your light, shine tonight.
9 skies,
One heart,
first light,
new star.
Matariki.
First light shining through the blue diamond flame. Every soul remembering its name. Love is the pathway, peace is the key. Living together in harmony. For our mokapuna, for those yet to come. May every heartbeat beat as one. This is the time we waited for. Open your heart and become the dawn. We remember,
We return,
we awaken.
one sky,
One earth,
one love,
one love.
Matariki.
Subaru,
7 sisters,
one rhythm,
one people,
one people,
one future.
one future. Tira mamaye matariki, whakakotahite ngā kaue. Kamau mahara ka ara ano, aroha ki te ao kia pua wai tato. Tira mamaye matariki, tira mamaye matariki. Tira mamaye, raise your light, shine tonight.
9 stars,
One heart,
first light,
new star.
Matariki.